Thank you. Hello. So I want to know, like, where's the balance? Because, like, I know in my life that I'm going to accomplish great things. So it's like being a conscious creator to me is like focusing on what is it that I want to see show up, not focusing on, like, what is, like, having my awareness focus on that, right? Like, thinking of instead of trying to think of something, right? Thinking about something. But where's the balance between, like, always living in what is it that I want to see show up, and things happen, so my life progresses fastly, and, like, not being present with what is now? Like, where's the line between that?
Well, we especially like your last phrase about being present with what is now, because that being present is what we're talking about tending to your own point of attraction. Being present meaning being aware of what I'm calibrating to. See, here's how it goes. The word balance matters really a lot. If you breathe in more than you breathe out, you hyperventilate. If you plan to do more things than the amount of time you have accommodates, you get out of balance. If you tune to source energy and to everything that's in your vortex, so that you're being called in a strong way to lots of paths that are leading you to so many things that you've asked for, and you don't go, you're out of balance. And so the way you know whether you're in balance or not is by the way you feel. Usually when someone is just getting started in this, you're not, you're good at this. But usually the first thing that we say to people is make more decisions in every day. Because when you decide that you want something, that's your conscious mind deliberately calibrating to the things that you want. Balance. If you spend more money than you have, you're out of balance. If you have more money, if you keep summoning money and you don't have something that you want to flow it to, you get out of balance. In other words, balance really is about in and out, in and out. So that's where the second part of your question was so appropriate, because you just can't really get out of balance if you're present in your now, if you care about the way you feel. So let's start again in an even more enhanced way of explaining this. So that's the basics. So now, here you are, you're active in your life, lots of different activities and subjects that you're focused upon. And some of them call you in a stronger way than others. Follow those. Let your interest be about what feels good rather than what must be done. Esther had a conversation with her daughter the other day that speaks to this precisely, because it was written to college students, and the subject was about how to solicit more productivity from your kids. More productivity. And Esther said, ugh. I think we should be figuring out how we can solicit more fun from them, how they can solicit more fun rather than productivity. Now, think about that. Your life, step one, has already done the asking. And inner being, the source, is already focused upon those requests. And with the help of the law of attraction, those cooperative components have already been summoned. So the productivity is built into the system. The balance comes. How do I, as a human individual, allow in what I'm asking for? So if I've asked for more than I'm letting in, I'm out of balance. That's really all you have to think about. Your life is calling for it, and it's all set up. Your vortex is full of the cooperative components. Your work is much simpler. Your work is, what does balance look like that lets in what I've asked for? Well, if I've got too much going on, I'm not going to let more in. In fact, I'm repelling it. If I'm having fun, now it's coming. And the thing that is so interesting is that when you get in that kind of balance, as it comes, you launch more rockets, and you also attract more means to deal. You will never ever be out of balance when you are in alignment with source energy. You'll never be out of balance. You cannot get out of balance when you are in joy, and you cannot get into balance when you are in anger or in overwhelmment or in pain.
So how do you allow, like you said, a vortex is full, right? Because it's funny, because that's how I feel like
It's
in my
not
life.
full as in full up. It's got a lot in it and more coming.
Yeah. And how do I allow the allowing to take place with everything? Because what you said that stuck with me a lot was,
By understanding that you're not the law of attraction, and you're not the stage manager thing came up because Esther has a dear friend who is a comedian on cruise ships. And so she called Esther after a very uncomfortable cruise where the cruise director, the stage manager, was not good at his job. And Esther's friend has been on cruise ships for so many years, she knows what the job is. And so she was complaining about how this guy did not know what he was doing. And Esther said, Abraham has a message for you. You are not the stage manager. You are one of the acts. You are tending to what you are about. Let the stage manager be the stage manager. And then first chance we could get hold of it in front of a crowd like you are, we began explaining, you're not the stage manager and you're not the law of attraction. You are the tender to your own point of attraction. Because when you decided to come into this experience, these things were already set up and you knew it, and you jumped in just like those kids off the mountain. You jumped in eagerly. You knew for sure that life would cause you to ask, and you knew that that asking would summon the cooperative components, and you knew that you would be the receiver of the inspiration to be in the right place at the right time, to be ready to receive it, to experience the pleasure of getting to watch it unfold, not just receive something already full-blown, already completely manifested with all of its facets, but to be present in the moment, your wonderful words, present in the moment, and moving in the direction of the impulses that are inspired, so that you can enjoy and savor every single bit of the unfolding of the creation that is your creation. Humans so often think, I just want to come figure out what I want, ask for it, and get it. And we say, that's not pleasurable to you. You think it would be because it might be more pleasurable than asking and thinking that you're not getting. But to get to witness the unfolding of it, to feel the ideas coming, to recognize your part in it. Esther has never been more happy for a moment in her life than she was on that airplane yesterday. She knew for sure that she was witnessing a manifestation coming to being, something that she cares about and asks for, and she got to witness the unfolding of it. She got to see each participant play their part in the unfolding of it, you see. That's the way it works for you. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. But that statement alone can overwhelm you, so we'll add another one. There is nothing that you need not be ready for it in its unfolding. We'll offer another one. When you are happy, 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 when you are interested, when you are satisfied, when you are appreciating, when you are loving, when you're feeling any of those upper half of the emotional scale kind of things, then each thing that unfolds just leads to another and another and another, and you feel steady and secure and sure. You don't get out of balance unless you spend an inordinate amount of time on the lower half of the emotional scale. That's what gets you out of balance, because your life keeps asking, and if you're spending a bunch of time on the lower half of the scale, then you're asking and not letting it in, and asking and not letting it in, and asking and not letting it in, and asking and not letting it in. So the tension in you is getting greater and greater, because you're asking and you're being called, but you're not going because you're focused on what is. And you're asking and you're getting called, but you're not going because you're focused on, you're mad at that guy, and you're mad at that, and you're mad at that, and you're blaming them, and you're worried about that, and you're justifying that, and you're defending that. And the reason you know you're out of balance is because you don't feel good. You feel tension, or you feel lethargic, or you feel bored. But when you're tending to your point of attraction, you feel interested, you feel eager, you feel fun, you feel full. And it moves from subject to subject, but the way you feel is pretty steady. And you know people like that. You're like that. You know people like that. But you know, those teachers like you and like Esther and like you 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 and like you, so many of you, room full of you, You so often feel like it's your job to carry the responsibility of what everybody's learning from you, but you're not the stage manager, and you're not the law of attraction, and you just gotta leave them tending to their own vibration to them. And you know how you help them most? By teaching through the clarity of your example. So what's that example? Ooh, that guy seems so clear. Oh, he seems so appreciative. He seems so eager about life, looking for fun, complimenting, never criticizing, helping, always adding to, not taking from, always advocating for, not protesting against. You can feel when you're tending to your point of attraction, and that'll keep you in balance. You cannot get out of balance. You know why? Because you can't ask for more than you have the ability to receive. If this time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire a desire within you, it has the wherewithal to deliver the goods. You just got to figure out how to be in the right place at the right time to receive. It's already been revealed, but are you receptive? Are you realizing it? And if you're not happy, you're not. If you're not eager, you're not.
I appreciate that.